Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this video, we will presentation our research proposal. But first, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Putri, and there's three of my friends, Frida, Husna, Musofi, Hartini, and Lutviah, Putri, Oktaviani. First, I will explain about background of the research. Ant is all insect member tribe Formicidae nation Hypnopetra. Ants have more than 12,000 species, most of which live in the region tropical. Most of the ants are known as social insects, with colony and nest regular. Nests of 1,000 of ants per colony. Members of the colony are divided into worker ants, male ants, and queen ants. It's also possible to have a group of guardian ants. Only colony can control a large area to support their life. Ant colony is sometimes called superorganism because of their colonies that form a unity. Ants are unique animals and need to know their lives and the activities they often do, despite its relatively small size, and are among the strongest animals in the world. Male ants can support a weight of 50 times their own body weight, which can be compared to elephants, which is only able to support a weight twice the weight of its own body. Ants are only rivaled by rhinoceros beetle, which is able to support a weight of 850 times its own body weight. The ant's body consists of three parts, namely the head, mesosoma or chest, and metasoma or stomach. The morphology of the ant is quite clear compared to other insects that also have antennae, metapleural gland, and the second part of the stomach that connects to the ant's top forms a narrow waist or peduncle between the mesosoma or the chest cavity and the abdominal area, and metasoma or a stomach that has less abdominal segment in the petiole that can be formed by one or two nodes, or only the second and third abdominal segment can be relaxed. I will explain or tell formulation of the problem. The formulation of the problem is a question whose answer will be sought through data collection. However, there is a close relationship between the problem and the problem statement, because each research problem statement must be based on the problem. The formulation of the problems we face are: first, why ants can be found in the different places with the different variations. Second, what are the characteristics of these three ants variations? Third, how do ants according to the Quran and philosophy can be taken? And next, I will tell and explain about research purpose. The purpose of the research is the formulation of sentences that points to the results, something that will be obtained after the research is complete. As for what we have obtained from scientific reports relating to these ants, they have a purpose, which is, first, to add insight and knowledge about living things. Second, to better know what an insect. Third, to find out the anatomy of ants and their benefits. Fourth, to find out the philosophy in human social life. And last, prove an argument in the Quran about ant communication. And next, I will explain and tell about significance of the research. Ants are unique animals and need to know their lives and the activities they often do. They are a social insect whose spirit is very wide and can be found in various habitats, ranging from tropical forests, grasslands, and several other habitats. The existence of ants is very much influenced by biotic and abiotic components in their habitat. The different conditions of a habitat determine the type of living things in it, including ants. Therefore, this study aims to examine why ants can be found in various places with different variation and find out how the morphology. And the last, I will explain about scope of the research. Limitation of the problems is the scope of the problem, or either to limit the scopes of the problem that is too broad so that this research can be more focused to do. So with this, we apply a number of problem constraints. First, and variations in the area of Situraja and its surrounding, the habitat of which is located around humans, such as land, trees, and houses. And second, only 3 ant variation were studied: house black ants, field ants, and rang-rang ants. And the last, don't examine the negative effects of ants.
I will explain about the method. The rating method is a specific method for obtaining data with specific purpose and uses. The research method provides an overview of the research design, which includes procedure, step, research time, data source, and how the data can be obtained. Research conducted on ants in the surrounding environment with the aim to prove various facts in the book and compare them with events that are seen. The study was conducted on May 12 until 16, 2020, located in the Sumedang area, more precisely in Situraja district and its surroundings. The samples studied were only from a number of ants with different habitats, such as soil, trees, and houses. Of the large population of ant species found, only 3 types of ants were sampled as research samples: home black ants, field ants, and rangang ants. Based on the problems and objectives to be achieved, the research method used is experiment. By conducting trials giving food crumbs to ants to find out the weight of the load that can be sustained by the body. The techniques used in the collection of research data are literature study techniques and observation techniques. Observation was carried out by direct observation using a loupe and microscope, with the aim to find out the unmorphology. Our literary study technique is to study a book entitled Exploring the Ant World by Hartini. In addition, the source of the data is also obtained by browsing on the internet about methods relating to the fulfillment of scientific papers. We also prove various facts that we read in books and compare them with the event to see.
And now I will explain about the discussion from the research. Based on research data, it can be seen that the environment around us can influence the presence of ants and their predation. The factors that influence the predation of the ants include lighting sunlight, humidity in the room, altitude, and temperature. Environment where the light intensity is low, such as indoors, black ants in a house are more often found with relatively small body shape. They live in colony and tend to have quite large nest sizes. On the other hand, an environment where the intensity of the light is more like in the open. For example, the home page, the type of ant that is often found is a white ant that has a relatively large body shape with a length of about 1 centimeter. They tend to live solitary with a form of a nest that is not too big. The ant nest only looks like a small hole above the surface of the ground. The shape of the nest is uncertain. It can be expected that the nest can only be filled by a small colony. Then on the humidity factors such as in a classroom, ants known as home ants are more often encountered. Usually they inhabit places that are quite humid like the corner of the room, the walls of the house, and the other damp place. The next factor that affects is height. At a high place like a tree, the type of ant that is commonly found is the rangrang ant type. This ant is brownish red with a size slightly larger than the size of other ants. The rangrang ants also live in relative cool temperature and prefer to build nests among the thick trees. Rangrang ants have several benefits for everyday human life. Among others, their egg, known as croto, can be used as breadfruit. These ants can be used as natural predators to help farmers as pest control. In terms of height, in addition to being able to influence the color and the size of ants, other parts of the body that look very different are in the legs. Range ants that used to live and forage above the height of the tree have strong legs that are slightly bent upward and the bottom is point-tapered, and is equipped with small feathers like plant roots at the edges. With the shape of the legs like that, they are able to climb and defend themselves at the height of the branch, so as not to fall. Likewise, it can be seen on the ledge of legs and of the house, although they have smaller feet than the ants of rangrang, but their legs have the same function. They are able to climb the walls of the house and can survive on the slope of the wall so as not to fall. In contrast to field ants, they have legs that tend to be straight, have not pointed edges, and are not stringy like roots. With the shape of the legs like that, they are not able to climb walls or trees.
I will explain about conclusion and suggestion. Conclusion: there is relationship between the environment and variation. The variation is influenced by the intensity of light, humidity of the room, height, and temperature. These factors affect the color and shape of the ant's body. The ant's body is able to lift weight that weigh 20 to 50 times heavier than its body mass. And the next suggestion. It is recommended that if you want to observe the ant's life, you should pay attention to every activity that the ant does every day. In addition, before starting researching ants, study ants first from various sources. We advise everyone not to underestimate small animals such as ants. Despite their small size, they have a myriad of advantages. Thank you for attention and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.